After the age of 50, the body undergoes a series of physiological changes that make nutrient quality far more important than sheer calorie quantity. Muscle mass begins to decline more rapidly, bone density weakens, hormone production slows, and the efficiency of nutrient absorption decreases. This is why foods that are nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory, and metabolically supportive take on a critical role. Nuts, when chosen carefully, become one of the most concentrated sources of essential nutrients available. They provide a rare combination of healthy fats, plant-based protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals in a compact form, making them a powerhouse for aging bodies that require high-quality nutrition without excessive bulk. Unlike many snack foods that cause quick spikes in blood sugar, nuts offer a steady release of energy, helping stabilize insulin levels, a key factor in preventing the metabolic slowdown that often accompanies midlife. One of the reasons nuts are so valuable after 50 is their density of micronutrients that directly target age decline. Magnesium, for example, is abundant in certain nuts like almonds and cashews and plays a vital role in over 300 biochemical processes in the body, including muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and blood pressure regulation. Many older adults are deficient in magnesium due to both dietary patterns and reduced absorption capacity. Nuts also contain zinc, a mineral critical for immune function, tissue repair, and maintaining testosterone levels, which are important not just for men, but for women as well in preserving lean muscle mass and bone integrity. Additionally, vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant found in nuts like almonds and hazelnuts, protects cell membranes from oxidative stress, which accelerates aging at a cellular level. The healthy fats in nuts, primarily mono, unsaturated, and polyunsaturated fats, have been shown to improve cardiovascular health by reducing LDL cholesterol, raising HDL cholesterol, and supporting arterial flexibility. This is particularly crucial past 50, when the elasticity of blood vessels naturally diminishes, increasing the risk of hypertension and heart disease. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in higher amounts in walnuts, play a unique role in reducing systemic inflammation, improving brain health, and maintaining joint lubrication. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a silent driver of many degenerative conditions that become more common in the later decades of life, including arthritis, dementia, and cardiovascular disease. By incorporating the right types of nuts, older adults can directly counteract these inflammatory processes. Nuts also provide a high level of satiety despite being calorie-dense. This is due to their blend of fats, proteins, and fiber, which slow digestion and keep hunger at bay for longer periods. As metabolism slows with age, controlling appetite without relying on high-sugar, high-carb snacks becomes increasingly important for maintaining a healthy weight and preventing insulin resistance. Many older individuals mistakenly cut out fats in an effort to reduce calorie intake, not realizing that healthy fats from sources like nuts are essential for hormone balance, brain function, and nutrient absorption. Eliminating these fats can actually accelerate muscle loss and cognitive decline. Another critical aspect is bone health. Postmenopausal women and older men face a higher risk of osteoporosis, and nuts provide important minerals like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and boron that all contribute to stronger bone structure. Unlike dairy, which can be inflammatory for some, nuts deliver these minerals in a plant-based form. It's easily incorporated into a variety of diets. In addition, the plant compounds in nuts, such as polyphenols and phytosterols, have protective effects on both bone and connective tissue, helping preserve mobility and reducing injury risk from falls, a major health concern in later life. Cognitive preservation is another area where nuts shine. The brain is composed largely of fat, and it depends on high-quality fatty acids to maintain its structure and function. Compounds in nuts, such as alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, in walnuts have been associated with improved memory, better focus, and reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases. The antioxidant properties of vitamin E, coupled with anti-inflammatory omega-3s, form a powerful defense against the oxidative damage and inflammation that contribute to cognitive decline. For those over 50, regularly consuming nuts may help maintain sharper thinking, better recall, and mood stability. From a practical standpoint, nuts are also an ideal food for older adults because they require little preparation, can be stored for long periods, and can be easily portioned for controlled intake. They make it simpler to meet daily nutrient requirements without relying on large, heavy meals, which some older adults may struggle with due to reduced appetite or digestive changes. The versatility of nuts, eaten raw, roasted, blended into nut butters, or added to salads and vegetable dishes, makes them easy to integrate into daily eating patterns, ensuring consistent nutritional support. While nuts offer an impressive range of health benefits, they are not without risks, especially for individuals over 50 whose metabolism, immune response, and digestive efficiency have changed significantly with age. One of the most overlooked dangers is the presence of anti-nutrients, such as phytates and oxalates, naturally occurring compounds in certain nuts that can bind to minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc, reducing their absorption in the gut. This can be particularly problematic for older adults who already face reduced nutrient uptake due to age changes in stomach acid production and intestinal health. Over time, consistently consuming high amounts of nuts rich in these compounds without proper preparation methods like soaking or roasting could lead to subtle but significant mineral deficiencies that impact bone health, muscle strength, and immune function. Another major concern lies in the quality and freshness of the nuts consumed. Nuts are high in delicate, unsaturated fats, which are prone to oxidation when exposed to heat, light, or air. Once oxidized, these fats generate harmful free radicals and lipid peroxides that can promote inflammation and oxidative stress, two key drivers of aging and chronic disease. For seniors, whose antioxidant defenses are naturally lower, regularly eating rancid or poorly stored nuts can quickly offset the intended health benefits. The issue is that rancidity isn't always obvious. A slight bitterness or stale flavor may be the only clue, and many packaged nuts, particularly flavored or roasted varieties, are already partially oxidized before purchase due to industrial processing. The method of preparation also plays a significant role in determining whether nuts are a health asset or liability. Many commercially available nuts are roasted in industrial seed oils such as soybean, canola, or sunflower oil, which are already unstable and inflammatory when consumed in excess. High heat roasting further degrades the quality of both the added oils and the nut's own natural fat, creating advanced glycation end products and trans fats that contribute to arterial damage, insulin resistance, and systemic inflammation. For older adults who may already be dealing with compromised cardiovascular function or borderline metabolic health, this kind of inflammatory load can be especially harmful. Another subtle but serious danger is the hidden sugar and salt content in flavored or coated nuts. Honey roasted, chocolate covered, or yogurt dipped nuts may seem like a healthy snack at first glance, but they often contain enough added sugar to cause significant spikes in blood glucose and insulin levels. Over time, these spikes contribute to insulin resistance, abdominal fat accumulation, and higher triglycerides, issues that are already more common and more dangerous in the post-50 population. Similarly, excessive sodium in heavily salted nuts can worsen blood pressure control, cause fluid retention, and place unnecessary strain on the kidneys, which may already be functioning less efficiently due to age decline or pre-existing health conditions. There's also the issue of allergies and sensitivities which can develop later in life. While most people associate nut allergies with childhood, the immune system can become reactive to new foods at any stage, especially if gut permeability increases with age. Even without a full-blown allergy, some individuals experience digestive discomfort, bloating, or inflammatory reactions after eating certain nuts due to their lectin content or natural mold spores. Mold contamination, particularly aflatoxins from peanuts and pistachios, is a serious but often invisible problem. Aflatoxins are potent carcinogens and liver toxins, and chronic low-level exposure can contribute to immune suppression and systemic toxicity effects that can be far more detrimental in an older body with reduced detoxification capacity. Portion size is another hidden risk that can turn a healthy food into a metabolic burden. Because nuts are calorie dense and highly palatable, it's easy to overeat them without realizing it. Even though they contain healthy fats, excess calorie intake can still lead to unwanted weight gain, especially when physical activity levels decline with age. Excess body fat, particularly visceral fat, around the midsection worsens insulin resistance, disrupts hormone balance, and increases inflammatory markers in the blood. For someone over 50 trying to maintain a lean, strong body, mindlessly snacking on nuts throughout the day can silently sabotage progress. Finally, the source and farming practices behind the nuts matter greatly. Conventionally grown nuts may carry pesticide residues that accumulate over time, adding to the body's toxic load. Since the liver's detoxification efficiency declines with age, these residues can stay in circulation longer, interacting with hormones, increasing oxidative stress, and possibly contributing to cognitive decline. Choosing organic or sustainably sourced nuts, when possible, can reduce this risk, but many people are unaware of how significant the difference can be in long-term health outcomes. When it comes to supporting health after 50, certain nuts stand out as true superfoods, nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory, and metabolically supportive. These are not just snacks, they are concentrated packages of vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and phytonutrients that directly address the unique challenges of aging. The right nuts can help maintain muscle mass, protect brain function, stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and support cardiovascular health, all critical factors for longevity and quality of life past midlife. The key is choosing varieties that deliver these benefits without the hidden drawbacks of excessive omega-6 oils, added sugars, or harmful processing. Among the vast variety of nuts available, there are 4 that consistently rise to the top for people over 50, both for their nutrient profile and their protective compounds. Walnuts are a standout for brain and cardiovascular health. They contain the highest amount of plant-based omega-3 alpha-linolenic acid among all nuts, which the body can convert into EPA and DHA fatty acids, essential for maintaining cell membrane integrity, reducing inflammation, and supporting cognitive performance. For aging adults who face a natural decline in brain volume and vascular flexibility, this omega-3 content is invaluable. Walnuts also contain polyphenols, including ellagic acid, that act as powerful antioxidants, protecting the body from oxidative stress, a major driver of degenerative disease. Their magnesium content supports nerve transmission and muscle contraction, while l'arginine promotes nitric oxide production, improving circulation. Just a small handful of raw or lightly toasted walnuts can significantly boost anti-insulin nutrient intake without spiking blood sugar. Almonds offer a different but equally important set of benefits, especially for maintaining bone health and metabolic stability. They are one of the richest natural sources of vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects cell membranes from oxidative damage, supports skin health, and may slow the progression of cognitive decline. Almonds also contain substantial amounts of magnesium and calcium, 2 minerals essential for bone density, nerve function, and muscle strength. After 50, when the risk of osteoporosis increases, these minerals become even more vital. Their high fiber content helps regulate digestion and stabilize blood sugar, preventing the spikes and crashes that can contribute to fatigue, weight gain, and metabolic syndrome. Raw almonds or dry roasted versions without added oils or salt are best, as they preserve the nut's delicate nutrient profile while avoiding inflammatory compounds from industrial roasting methods. Brazil nuts stand out not just for their rich, buttery taste, but for their exceptional selenium content, by far the highest among commonly consumed foods. Selenium is a trace mineral critical for thyroid function, DNA repair, and antioxidant defense, particularly through its role in the production of glutathione peroxidase, one of the body's most potent internal antioxidants. This makes Brazil nuts especially valuable for older adults, as glutathione production naturally declines with age, leaving cells more vulnerable to oxidative damage. Selenium also supports immune resilience, which is often compromised past 50. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day provide more than enough selenium to meet daily requirements, but it's important not to overconsume, as excessive intake can cause imbalances. Sourcing from high-quality fresh batches is essential to avoid rancidity and maximize benefits. Pistachios round out the list with their unique combination of plant-based protein, heart-healthy fats, and carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are critical for eye health. After age 50, macular degeneration becomes a significant risk, and these compounds directly protect the retina from oxidative stress and blue light damage. Pistachios are also rich in potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, and vitamin B6, which is essential for neurotransmitter synthesis and hemoglobin production. Their relatively lower calorie density compared to some other nuts means they can be enjoyed in slightly larger portions without significantly impacting weight management. Eating them in their shell can also slow consumption, encouraging mindful eating and preventing overindulgence. Each of these 4 nuts brings a unique set of benefits, but they share key qualities: high antioxidant capacity, nutrient density, and compounds that target common age health concerns. They work synergistically with a balanced diet, rich in whole foods, to reduce inflammation, stabilize hormones, and provide sustained energy. The key to getting the most from them is to consume them raw or lightly roasted at low temperatures, avoid varieties coated in sugar, salt, or unhealthy oils, and store them properly to protect their delicate fats from oxidation. Rotating between these 4 superfood nuts can ensure a diverse intake of micronutrients while preventing dietary monotony. If you'd like, I can now expand 4 nuts to avoid after 50 in the same in-depth 600-word style, so your script remains balanced with both the best and the riskiest options. This will make the video more authoritative and impactful. While nuts are often marketed as universally healthy, not all of them are ideal, especially for people over 50. In fact, certain varieties can do more harm than good when it comes to metabolic health, inflammation, and nutrient balance. The challenge is that many of these risky nuts aren't inherently bad in their raw, natural state, but become problematic due to their fatty acid composition, tendency toward rancidity, or the way they are processed and marketed. For older adults whose antioxidant defenses, metabolic flexibility, and digestive capacity are naturally declining, these issues can have a magnified impact. Choosing the wrong nuts on a regular basis can subtly fuel chronic inflammation, impair insulin sensitivity, and increase oxidative stress, factors that accelerate aging and raise the risk of degenerative diseases. 4 types stand out as the most important to approach with caution past midlife. Cashews, while creamy and appealing, are one of the higher carb nuts, containing more starch and natural sugars than most others. This higher carbohydrate load can trigger larger post-meal glucose and insulin spikes, especially when consumed in larger portions or alongside other carb-heavy foods. Over time, repeated blood sugar surges contribute to insulin resistance, a major driver of weight gain, fatigue, and metabolic syndrome in people over 50. Cashews also have a relatively high omega-6 fatty acid content compared to their omega-3 profile, and while omega-6 is essential, excessive intake, particularly without enough omega-3, drives pro-inflammatory pathways in the body. To make matters worse, commercially roasted cashews are often fried in refined seed oils, further adding to the inflammatory burden. Peanuts are another nut-like food, technically a legume, that can be problematic for aging health. They are one of the most common sources of aflatoxin contamination, a toxic byproduct of certain molds that thrive in improperly stored peanuts. Aflatoxins are potent carcinogens and place additional stress on the liver's detoxification systems, which tend to become less efficient with age. Peanuts are also exceptionally high in omega-6 fatty acids and low in omega-3s, making them one of the most unbalanced nuts from a fatty acid perspective. Regular consumption can tip the body's omega balance toward inflammation, particularly harmful for those already dealing with arthritis, cardiovascular issues, or autoimmune conditions. Many peanut products, like peanut butter, are also highly processed, containing added sugar, hydrogenated oils, and excessive sodium, compounding their negative effects. Macadamia nuts, while often praised for their healthy monounsaturated fats, can also be a risky choice for certain people over 50, especially when consumed in large amounts or from lower quality sources. They are extremely calorie dense, and their delicate fats are prone to oxidation when exposed to heat, light, or air for extended periods. Oxidized fats generate free radicals, which accelerate cellular aging and contribute to vascular damage. Since macadamias are frequently sold in roasted and salted varieties, the risk of rancidity and sodium overload increases. For individuals already managing high blood pressure, sodium-sensitive hypertension, or weight control issues, frequent snacking on macadamias can quickly undermine health goals, despite their otherwise favorable nutrient profile. Pine nuts, often used in salads and pesto, are a surprising addition to the list of risky nuts due to their susceptibility to pine mouth and lipid oxidation. Pine mouth is a temporary but unpleasant condition where a bitter metallic taste lingers for days after eating them, likely caused by specific lipid compounds in certain pine nut species. While not dangerous in itself, it signals that the fats in pine nuts are particularly fragile and can oxidize rapidly, especially in warm storage conditions. Once oxidized, these fats become pro-inflammatory and can place an additional burden on mitochondrial function, which is already declining with age. Pine nuts are also one of the most expensive nuts per pound, meaning consumers often buy them in bulk and store them for long periods, increasing the chance of rancidity before they are eaten. The main issue with these 4 risky nuts is not that they are devoid of nutrients, but that their drawbacks can outweigh their benefits in the context of aging physiology. Higher carb content, omega-6 imbalance, aflatoxin contamination, oxidative fat damage, and excessive caloric density all become more impactful when metabolism slows, liver detoxification weakens, and antioxidant defenses decline after 50. While occasional consumption of these nuts in their freshest, raw form may not be harmful, making them a regular part of the diet, especially in processed, salted, or oil-roasted form, can erode metabolic health and accelerate inflammation. Older adults who want to thrive should focus on nuts with the most favorable nutrient-to-risk ratio while keeping these 4 in strict moderation, if at all. Nutrient synergy refers to the way different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients work together within the body to produce benefits that are greater than the sum of their parts. This is a concept often overlooked in modern nutrition, where the focus is placed on single magic bullet nutrients or supplements, rather than the complex interplay that happens in whole foods. When 2 or more nutrients are consumed together in their natural ratios, they can enhance each other's absorption, stability, and effectiveness, creating a compounding effect that is critical for optimal health, especially for individuals over 50. At this stage of life, the body's efficiency in absorbing and utilizing nutrients begins to decline. Digestive enzyme production slows, and cellular repair mechanisms aren't as robust as they once were. This means that the power of nutrient synergy becomes even more valuable because it allows the body to extract and use the maximum benefit from every bite of food. One of the clearest examples of nutrient synergy is the relationship between fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K and healthy dietary fats. These vitamins require fat to be absorbed properly, so eating them in a fat-free meal significantly reduces their bioavailability. For instance, leafy greens are rich in vitamin K and carotenoids, but pairing them with a source of healthy fat like walnuts, almonds, or avocado oil can dramatically increase absorption. This is particularly important for older adults who are more prone to deficiencies in these vitamins due to reduced bile production and impaired fat digestion. Similarly, magnesium and vitamin D work together in a feedback loop. Magnesium helps convert vitamin D into its active form, while vitamin D improves magnesium absorption. If one is lacking, the other's effectiveness drops, showing how important it is to view nutrition as an interconnected system rather than isolated elements. Another important synergy is the pairing of plant-based iron, non-heme iron, with vitamin C. Non-heme iron, found in foods like almonds, cashews, and hazelnuts, is less bioavailable than the heme iron found in meat. However, when consumed with vitamin C-rich foods, like strawberries, blueberries, or citrus, the acidic environment created in the stomach and the chemical interaction in the gut enhance iron absorption significantly. This combination is especially vital for postmenopausal women and older men whose iron metabolism can become imbalanced. At the same time, antioxidant compounds like polyphenols and flavonoids in berries can work together with vitamin E from nuts to stabilize cell membranes and reduce oxidative stress, supporting cognitive health and reducing inflammation in aging tissues. Protein and certain micronutrients also form a crucial synergy. For example, the amino acid leucine, found abundantly in almonds and pistachios, stimulates muscle protein synthesis, but its effect is amplified when paired with magnesium and potassium, which improve muscle function and nerve signaling. For individuals over 50, when anabolic resistance begins to set in and muscle mass declines faster, combining these nutrients can make the difference between maintaining mobility and losing functional strength. Similarly, selenium from Brazil nuts works hand in hand with vitamin E to regenerate and recycle antioxidants, keeping cellular damage in check. This partnership is a powerful defense against age, oxidative stress, and immune decline. Healthy fats and antioxidants also share a critical synergy in protecting the cardiovascular system. Monounsaturated fats from macadamia nuts or pecans can improve cholesterol ratios, but when paired with antioxidants like resveratrol from grapes or anthocyanins from blueberries, they help prevent the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, a key step in the development of atherosclerosis. Without the antioxidant component, the benefits of the healthy fat are partially lost, and vice versa. This illustrates why simply eating healthy fats isn't enough. They must be consumed in a nutrient-rich, antioxidant-loaded dietary context to have their full effect. Even minerals like zinc and copper have a synergistic yet delicate balance. Zinc, abundant in pumpkin seeds and cashews, supports immune function and wound healing, while copper, found in hazelnuts and almonds, works alongside zinc in antioxidant enzyme systems like superoxide dismutase. Too much of one can inhibit absorption of the other, so balance is crucial. The same is true for calcium and magnesium, found together in many nuts, which must be consumed in the right ratio to support bone strength without causing muscle cramps or calcification in soft tissues. For older adults facing bone density loss, understanding and applying these pairings can have a profound impact on long-term mobility and resilience. The beauty of nutrient synergy is that it naturally occurs in whole, minimally processed foods. Nature designs these foods with complementary nutrients built in, creating perfect nutritional packages. But in a modern diet full of refined, isolated, and fortified products, these synergies are often broken apart, leading to less efficient nutrient utilization. For those over 50, prioritizing whole foods that offer these nutrient partnerships, like pairing vitamin C-rich fruits with mineral-rich nuts or consuming fat-soluble vitamins alongside healthy fats, is one of the most strategic ways to maximize health, energy, and disease resistance without drastically increasing food intake or supplement use. Portion and timing are two of the most overlooked yet powerful factors in determining how effectively your body uses nutrients, especially after the age of 50. Most people focus on what they eat, but rarely on when they eat it or how much they consume in a single sitting. And this oversight can blunt the benefits of even the healthiest foods. As the body ages, hormonal patterns, digestive efficiency, and metabolic flexibility shift in ways that make nutrient timing and portion control more critical than ever. Muscle protein synthesis, fat oxidation, insulin sensitivity, and even mitochondrial energy production can all be influenced by when you eat certain nutrients and in what amounts. The same food consumed at two different times of the day can have a dramatically different effect on your body, and the portion size can determine whether that food supports your goals or works against them. After the age of 50, one of the major changes that occurs is a decline in anabolic hormones and an increase in catabolic tendencies. This means that the body is more likely to break down muscle tissue rather than build it, unless specific signals are provided through diet and activity. One of the most effective ways to counteract this is to consume protein-rich foods in the morning or right after physical activity, when muscle cells are most responsive to amino acids. Eating a sufficient portion of high-quality protein in this window can kickstart muscle repair and help maintain lean mass, which is vital for strength, metabolism, and independence in later life. If the portion is too small, the muscle protein synthesis response will be weak. If it's too large, the excess amino acids may be oxidized for energy rather than used for tissue repair. Portion control also affects digestive comfort and nutrient absorption. As we age, stomach acid levels often decline, making it harder to break down proteins and minerals effectively. Overloading the digestive system with large portions can lead to incomplete digestion, bloating, and reduced bioavailability of key nutrients. Smaller, strategically timed meals or snacks can improve absorption efficiency and reduce gastrointestinal strain. This is especially important when eating foods high in fiber, fat, or plant-based proteins, which require more digestive effort. Spreading these foods out through the day in optimal amounts ensures that the body can extract and use their nutrients rather than letting them pass through unused. Timing also plays a key role in controlling blood sugar and insulin levels. Large, carb-heavy meals eaten late at night can spike blood sugar at a time when insulin sensitivity is naturally lower, leading to higher circulating glucose and increased fat storage. For older adults who are already at higher risk of insulin resistance, shifting carbohydrate intake to earlier in the day when the body's circadian rhythm supports better glucose disposal, can improve metabolic health and reduce inflammation. Likewise, spacing meals to allow for periods of low insulin can encourage the body to tap into stored fat for energy and improve metabolic flexibility. Intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating patterns can work well for some, as long as they are balanced with nutrient-dense foods during eating windows and appropriate portion sizes that meet but don't exceed daily requirements. The synergy between portion and timing is also critical for micronutrients. For instance, fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K are best absorbed when paired with healthy fats, but consuming them in very high amounts in one meal might saturate absorption pathways, meaning the excess is wasted. Splitting these nutrients into 2 or more smaller servings spread throughout the day can improve retention. The same principle applies to minerals such as magnesium and zinc, which compete for absorption. Taking them in smaller portions at different times allows for better uptake. For antioxidants like polyphenols from nuts or berries, consuming them earlier in the day may provide better protection against oxidative stress during active hours, rather than storing them for an evening dose when the body's repair systems are already winding down. For active adults over 50, timing certain foods around exercise can also be highly beneficial. Consuming a moderate portion of protein and some easily digestible carbohydrates within an hour after training can replenish glycogen stores, enhance recovery, and stimulate muscle repair. Similarly, hydrating with electrolytes before and after physical activity supports performance and reduces muscle cramping, especially in warmer climates or during intense sessions. Waiting too long to refuel after exercise can blunt these benefits, while overconsuming in the name of recovery can lead to excess calorie intake that isn't needed. In the context of nuts and other nutrient-dense foods, portion and timing become even more crucial. Nuts are calorically dense, meaning a small handful can provide a significant amount of energy, healthy fats, protein, and micronutrients. Eating them in the morning can help sustain energy levels and control appetite throughout the day, while consuming them too close to bedtime may delay digestion for some people. Strategically placing portions, such as pairing walnuts with breakfast to enhance omega-3 intake or having a small amount of almonds post-workout to aid muscle recovery, can optimize their impact without leading to overconsumption. The key is to think of portion and timing as tools to maximize nutrient efficiency, reduce metabolic stress, and keep the body functioning at its highest potential well into the later decades of life. By aligning food intake with the body's natural rhythms and limiting portions to what the body can effectively use at a given time, you create conditions for better muscle preservation, metabolic stability, and overall vitality.